Good evening, class 12th students. I want to discuss here today revision of chapter 2 solutions and colligative properties. नॉर्मल लाइफ में हम अपने चारों ओर देखते हैं बहुत सारे प्योर सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं जिसमें से मिक्सचर्स होते हैं। दो या दो से ज़्यादा प्योर सब्सटेंस को मिक्स किया जाता है तो उनको हम मिक्सचर कहते हैं। मिक्सचर containing two or more pure substance. Their utility or importance in life depends on their composition. जो उनका यूजेस है या इम्पोर्टेंस है लाइफ का वो डिपेंड करता है उनके कंपोजिशन पर। जो एयर है हमारे चारों ओर मिक्सचर ऑफ गैसेस के फॉर्म में, जिसमें डिफरेंट टाइप्स की गैसेस प्रेजेंट होती हैं, लाइक ऑक्सीजन, नाइट्रोजन जो कि मेजर अमाउंट में प्रेजेंट है, और water we drink contains also very small amounts of various salts dissolved in it. So our blood is a mixture of different components, alloys such as brass, bronze, steel, stainless steel. These are also mixtures. So first of all, you know about the solutions already discussed in class. So a solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more than two components. दो या दो से अधिक कंपोनेंट्स का जो मिक्सचर होता है, होमोजीनियस मिक्सचर, उसी को हम सॉल्यूशन कहते हैं। सॉल्यूशंस यहाँ पे डिफरेंट टाइप्स के होते हैं, जैसे गैसियस सॉल्यूशन, लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन और सॉलिड सॉल्यूशन। ठीक, तो गैसियस सॉल्यूशन, लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन एंड सॉलिड सॉल्यूशन, थ्री टाइप्स के जो है गैस, लिक्विड एंड सॉलिड, ये तीन टाइप के सॉल्यूशंस होते हैं। गैस का गैस लिक्विड सॉलिड में, और लिक्विड का गैस लिक्विड सॉलिड में, और सॉलिड का गैस लिक्विड सॉलिड में, यानी तीनों फेज में सॉल्यूशंस होता है। फॉर एग्जांपल मिक्सचर ऑफ ऑक्सीजन एंड नाइट्रोजन गैसेस, दिस इज gaseous solutions, gaseous mixture, and solute here gas and solvent is also gas. So in this case this one is mixture of oxygen and nitrogen gas, O2 plus and 2. These are the mixtures of two gases. The solute oxygen and solvent is also gas nitrogen. So this is liquid chloroform. If chloroform, this is one of the gaseous constituent, and with नाइट्रोजन गैस, इसका जो नाइट्रोजन गैस के साथ एक मिक्सचर होगा, ये जो है किसका है, गैस और सॉलिड का एग्जांपल होगा। नेक्स्ट सॉलिड में अगर हम सॉलिड लिक्विड की बात करें या सॉलिड का गैस में कंपोनेंट, तो कैम्फर इन नाइट्रोजन गैस, दैट इज़ अ मिक्सचर ऑफ solid and gas. Liquid solution, gas and liquid. Oxygen dissolved in water, O2 plus H2O. This is gas, oxygen is a gas and water is a liquid. So this is gas liquid phenomena. And liquid solute liquid, ethanol plus water, ethanol का water में mixture, this is a liquid form. In this case this is also liquid. So you can say that there are different form of solutions, solute solvent will depend upon the nature of the solute. Okay, after that solid solution, gas solid, solution of hydrogen in palladium, this is gas solid. Hydrogen is a gas and palladium is a solid, so gas solid phenomena. This is a solute and this one solvent. This is solute and this one solvent. This is solvent. Okay, after that next one is liquid solid, amalgam, mercury with sodium, copper dissolved in gold, copper dissolved in gold. This is the case of solid mixture. Copper is also in this form of solid, and gold is also dissolved in solid. And solid, liquid, solid, amalgam. Amalgam means any mixture of the mercury plus any metal like sodium. This is amalgam. Okay, so this is a mixture of mercury in liquid form and sodium in solid form. So liquid solid phenomenon. This is one is solute and this one is solvent. Okay, after that, how we can measure strength of particular solution. So strength of solution can be measured by different categories. First, the amount of solute dissolved per unit solution or solvent is known as strength of solution. What is strength of solution? Strength of solution means कितना amount of solute dissolve है per unit solution में या सॉल्वेंट में, उसको हम कहते हैं स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ सॉल्यूशन. इसको के मेज़र कैसे करते हैं? फर्स्ट तरीका, पहला इसमें जो मेथड है मास परसेंट बाई परसेंटेज W/W. तो इस बेस पर हम इसका निकाल सकते हैं. अगर 100 ग्राम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन में कोई भी रेस्पेक्टिव मास ऑफ कंपोनेंट प्रेजेंट है तो उसका मास परसेंट कैसे निकलेगा? मास परसेंट मीन्स मास ऑफ कंपोनेंट in solution, mass of components in solution, and we can write here solution, and here we can write total mass of the solution. This is total mass. Okay, so W solution upon W total means mass of component in the solution upon total mass of solution into 100. This is the formula of mass percent. Okay, this is formula of mass percent. Okay, next one, volume percent. After this one, how you can determine volume percent? For that you can apply the formula volume percent equals to this one, volume of component upon total volume into 100. When you will use this formula, then you will get volume percentage of volume. Next, mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage, it is denoted by letter this one, small w upon small v. This percentage of the volume and weight of the solution. So mass percent. After that, this one, how you can write the percentage of the mass and mass percent of the volume and the solution. This one, mass by volume percent, it is determined by the formula mass of a solution, mass of solute in gram. This one is mass of solute in gram, W. Upon mass of solute in gram upon volume of solution into 100. This is the formula of mass by volume percentage. After that, next one, parts per million, ppm. So by using this one ppm, you can determine the strength of the solution in ppm, number of parts of the component upon total number of the component of the solution. Okay, So number of parts of the solution, you can use this formula. You can see that this one, number of parts of the component upon total number of all the components of the solution into 10 power minus 10 power 6. This is the formula of ppm. And mole component is determined by the formula number of moles of the component upon total number of moles of the component. All the component means, if it is denoted by letter xa, then what is xa? Xa is called mole fraction of a component, and then Na means number of moles of a component upon number of moles of a component plus number of moles of b component. Number of moles of b component means, what is mean by this formula? तो ये हम सिंपली कह सकते हैं, इस फार्मूला को अप्लाई करने के लिए हमारे पास जो लेटर्स हैं उसका यूज़ कर सकते हैं, एन ए अपॉन एन ए प्लस एन बी. This is the mole fraction of A, XA. In same way we can also determine XB, that means NB, number of moles of component V, and Na plus NB, total number of moles. Okay, Na upon N, Na plus NB. By using this formula we can determine the mole fraction of the solution. Next, after that, molarity will determine by using this formula. What is molarity? It is represented by moles of solute present in 1 liter of solution. Present in 1 liter of solution means M equals to, how you can write this one, molarity formula of M. So M equals to moles of solute means we can write here by using letter N, solute upon वॉल्यूम ऑफ सॉल्यूशन इन लीटर. लीटर में वॉल्यूम होगा. तो इस केस में हम ऐसे इस फार्मूला का यूज करके क्या पता कर सकते हैं, मोलरिटी. ओके, डेंसिटी, यू नो दैट डेंसिटी इक्वल्स टू m upon v. So by using this formula we can determine the density of the solution. So d equals to m upon v. You already know this simple formula, d equals to m upon v. D equals to m upon v means density equals to mass per unit volume. Per unit volume. Okay, after that next one is molality. Molality is determined by the formula m equals to moles of solute n solute upon mass of solvent in kg. Mass of solvent in kg. By using this formula we can determine molality of the solution. Which one? Molality of solution. Okay, so what is molal? Molal means units of molarity are mole per kg, which is also represented by letter small m. This small m is called molality or molal. Okay, so this one is representation of units of molality, moles per kg or molal. Okay, next, normality of solution is determined by using the formula number of equivalents of solute, weight upon equivalent weight. So W upon E. And E, how you can determine E equals to M upon Z. M upon Z means mass of the solution upon Z. Z is the charge or valency factor. Z is valency factor. So E equivalent weight is determined by the using this formula M upon Z. मास को Z से डिवाइड कर देंगे, Z उसकी वैलेंसी होगी किसी भी कंपाउंड की, सब्सटेंस की. ओके, सो one important relationship here which I want to discuss here, which is most important, that is dilution's law. Dilution law: if a solution is diluted by adding solvent to it, then the amount of solute remains constant, and we can write this one M1 V1 equals to M2 V2. M1 M2 are molality of a solution, and V1 V2 are the initial and final volumes, whereas normality is written by Z into molality. This is relationship between molality and molality normality and molarity, where Z is valency of the substance. After that, next one is this formula is also applicable when you want to determine the normality of a solution. So by using this formula we can write simply the volume of the liquid. Okay, so next one is, what is difference between this molarity and normality? Simple one. Normality is the represented as the number of equivalent of solute present in 1 liter of solution, whereas molality is represented in moles of solute present per kg of the solvent. So what dilution's law says, that N1 V1 equals to N2 V2. This important relationship here we can draw here. N1 V1 equals to N2 V2. N1 N2 are normality of the solution 1, and volume of the solution 1 equals to normality of solution 2 into volume of solution 2. So this is relationship between normality and volume. Okay, after that, this is important here, how you can determine the vapor pressure of a liquid. So vapor pressure relationship, we can determine the vapor pressure by using Raoult's law. Related to this, Raoult's law क्या कहता है कि वेपर प्रेशर जो लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन का है, वो जो प्रेशर एक्सर्ट करता है बाई फ्रेश वेपर्स इन इक्विलिब्रियम विद द लिक्विड सॉल्यूशन at particular temperature, that is directly proportional to escaping tendency. So vapor pressure of liquid solutions and Raoult's law. This Raoult law for volatile solutes. Raoult's law states that for a solution of volatile liquid, the partial vapor pressure of each component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. So we can say that partial pressure, vapor pressure, it is directly proportional to the mole fraction. That means X. P directly proportional to X. X is the mole fraction of the solution. This is Raoult's law for volatile solute. ये volatile solute के लिए है. Volatile solute means those solutes vaporize easily and escape away. So what is the partial pressure of liquid 1? So P1 is directly proportional to X1. So P2 is directly proportional to X2. By using this relationship, P total pressure equals to P1 plus P2. After using this formula, we can find out the total pressure, which is the sum of the partial pressures P1 plus P2. And so this one equals to P1 X1 P1 x1 plus P2 x2. P1 and P2 are the partial pressure, so we can write here P1 naught and P2 naught, that is partial pressure. And if we can write here by using this formula, P total equals to 1 minus x1 into P1 naught plus x2 P2 naught. This is the important relationship here, and this is also written as, what is this, 1 minus x2 P1 naught plus x2 P2 naught. After that, this is written as P1 naught plus P2 minus P1 into x2. So this is the relationship between partial pressure of the liquid solid. So this, if we draw a graph between vapor pressure and mole fraction, then you will get what this graph, and this graph shows that mole fraction of an ideal solution at constant temperature, the dashed line first and second. Which one? Dashed line first and second, this one, this one and this line फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड, ये क्या शो करता है कि कांस्टेंट टेम्परेचर पर जो पार्शियल प्रेशर होगा कंपोनेंट का, वो देख सकते हैं कि जो प्लॉट P1 और P2 है ये डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है x1 और x2 पे। तो टोटल प्रेशर जो लाइन थर्ड यहाँ पर है ये शो करता है P1 प्लस P2 को, जो कि यहाँ पे पार्शियल प्रेशर का सम है, P टोटल प्रेशर टोटल। सो P1 मोल फ्रैक्शन इन वेपर फेस में क्या होगा, वेपर फेस में y1 y2 अगर मोल फ्रैक्शन हम लें कंपोनेंट 1 और 2 का वेपर फेस में, तो डाल्टन्स लॉ ऑफ पार्शियल प्रेशर के अकॉर्डिंग जो P1 की वैल्यू होगी वो होगी y1 P टोटल, ओके, और जो इसकी वैल्यू होगी P2 की ये होगी y2 P टोटल। सो व्हाट वी कैन से दैट, सो P1 इक्वल्स टू, इन जनरली P इक्वल्स टू, अगर यहाँ पर आई टर्म लें तो वाई आई पी टोटल, ये वैल्यू होगी प्रेशर की, ओके, इन टर्म्स ऑफ पार्शियल प्रेशर एंड दिस वन रियल प्रेशर, ओके, टोटल प्रेशर। Raoult's law for non-volatile solids, if a non-volatile solute is added in solvent and solution, the number of solvent molecules at the surface is correspondingly reduced, and which escape away from the surface is correspondingly reduced, thus the vapor pressure is also reduced. So the decrease in the vapor pressure of solvent depends upon the quantity of non-volatile stable solute present in the solution, irrespective of its nature. So Raoult's law in general form can be stated as, for any solution, the partial vapor pressure of each volatile component in the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction. Simply we can say that. So in binary solution means two phase. Let us to consider solvent 1 and solute 2. So this is the binary solution. When the solute is non-volatile, only the solvent molecules are present in vapor phase and contribute to the vapor pressure. So let P1 be the vapor pressure of the solvent, x1 be the mole fraction, then P1 naught be its vapor pressure in its pure state. Then according to Raoult's law, Pi is directly proportional to xi. Pi is directly proportional to xi, and P1 equals to x1 and P1 not equals to P total. So what this relationship shows that? This relationship shows that when we plot a graph between vapor pressure and mole fraction of solvent, then what you will get, I will get here, uh, these varies linearly from 0 to vapor pressure, 0 to vapor pressure, and this we can say that the vapor pressure of pure solvent, we obtained a straight line. This is plot of the vapor pressure and mole fraction of the solvent. So we get a straight line. This straight line shows that vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay, next, ideal and non-ideal solution. What are ideal solution? Ideal solutions is the solution. Ideal solutions are the solutions in which each component obeys Raoult law under all conditions of temperature and concentration. So properties of ideal solution: delta H is equals to 0 and delta V mixing equals to 0, and the intermolecular attractive force between A and B are nearly equal to these between A B. So this solution is solution of benzene and toluene. Solution of benzene and toluene, C6H6 and C6H5CS3. This is toluene. Okay, so solution of these two binary solutions, what we can say that here, these are the ideal solution. And what is the main characteristics of ideal solution? Delta H mixing equals to 0 and delta V mixing equals to 0. This one is solution of N-hexane and N-heptane. So non-ideal solution, when a solution does not obey Raoult's law over the entire range of concentration, then it is called non-ideal solution. Solutions showing positive deviation from Raoult's law. Solvent solute type of force is weaker than solute solute, and solvent solvent forces. The vapor pressure is higher than the predicted by the law. So delta H mixing is always greater than 0 and delta H mixing always greater than 0 and delta V mixing always greater than 0. So ethanol, acetone C2H5OH and CS3COCS3. This one is acetone. Okay, and carbon disulfide CS2. These are the examples of the solution which shows positive deviation from Raoult's law. Pressure composition curve for solutions showing positive deviation. So for this we can say that the vapor pressure of solution is depends upon the solute of the solution. So we get here curved shape. Curved shape of this structure shows that the mole fraction of the solution and vapor pressure. If we plot a graph between this, then we will get a curved shape line. Solution showing negative deviation, here it shows positive deviation, and where it is shows negative deviation means this one shows that negative deviations. Okay, this shows negative deviation like this type of shape, negative deviation shows that. So solvent solute type of force is stronger than the other two. So vapor pressure is lower than predicted by the law. So delta H mixing is less than 0 and delta V mixing less than 0. Then it shows negative deviation. तब ये नेगेटिव डेविएशन शो करेगा जब डेल्टा एच की वैल्यू और डेल्टा वी की वैल्यू क्या होगी, 0 से लेस होगी, कम होगी. ओके, तो नेगेटिव डेविएशन शो करेगा. अब नेक्स्ट हम बात करेंगे एजोट्रोप्स. एजोट्रोप्स क्या होता है? एजोट्रोप्स आर बाइनरी मिक्सचर्स. These are binary mixtures having the same composition in liquids and vapor pressure and vapor phase and boil at a constant temperature. Minimum boiling azeotropes, the solutions which show large positive deviation from Raoult's law from minimum boiling azeotropes at a specific composition. For example, ethanol water mixture containing ethanol water mixtures C2H5OH plus water H2O. This mixture 95% approximately ethanol forms an azeotropes with boiling point 351.15 Kelvin. So this shows the ethanol water mixture containing approximately 95% ethanol forms an azeotrope with boiling point 351.15 Kelvin. Okay, next one, boiling temperature composition diagram for solution showing large positive deviation. You can see that here this is simple graph between azeotropic composition. You can say that this one positive deviation at temperature T1 and Tn. So this is azeotropic composition. This is line shows that azeotropic composition. Boiling temperature composition diagram for solution showing large positive deviation. Minimum boiling azeotropes, maximum boiling azeotropes. You can see this graph azeotropic composition at temperature. This negative, and this one is positive. So the solution that shows large negative deviation from the Raoult's law form maximum boiling azeotropes at a specific composition, nitric acid and water. Example, HNO3 and water H2O containing 68% nitric acid forms an azeotropes with boiling point 39.5, means large negative deviation from Raoult's law. And here you can see that the boiling temperature composition diagram for solution showing large positive negative deviation and maximum boiling azeotropes. Next is solubility. Solubility of a solid in liquid. Solubility of substance is its maximum amount that can be dissolved in a specific amount of solvent. Okay, so factors affecting the solubility of solid in liquid. So nature of solute and solvent. First factor is solubility of substance is maximum amount of that can be dissolved in a specific amount of solvent. So factors affecting the solubility of solid in liquid. First factor, nature of solute and solvent. Like dissolve, like for example, while sodium chloride and sugars dissolve readily in water, naphthalene and anthracene do not. So on the other hand, naphthalene and anthracene dissolves readily in benzene. Okay, so this one the structure of naphthalene and anthracene. This one is the structure of anthracene. If we write here one more structure, benzene, we can draw it once again. This is the anthracene. Okay, so temperature, it dissolves in benzene C6H6, but sodium chloride and sugar do not. Temperature in a nearly saturated solution, delta S greater than 0, and the solubility increases with rise in temperature, and delta H less than 0, the solubility decreases with rise in temperature. Effect of pressure. Next factors affecting the solubility of a solid in liquid does not have any significant effect. as solids and liquids are highly incompressible. In next class I will discuss about Henry's law. Thank you so much.